Hello, Sagittarius. It's your turn for your June reading. Hope you all are doing well. Keep in mind the dates to look out for. The 3rd of June is a new moon in Gemini, and then the 17th is a full moon in your sign Sagittarius. So pretty much going to affect you in some way or another, especially if you have Gemini in your chart, and of course Sagittarius. So keep that in mind. And currently we are in Mars and Cancer, so a lot of that has to do with, Mars is being the the god of war, so anything that has to do with family dynamic situations or issues in that department, do keep that in mind. Your rune for the theme of the month is, I was going to read what it says. I believe it's called Northis Compulsive Necessity Pain. Our lesson is the necessity of bearing strong enforcement. Your positive aspects can be controlled by the people who surround you. To pull this rune means to get a hint that there is going to be stagnation, an occasion to reconsider your plans carefully. It is time to pay off old guilt, and even if it's easy, it's time to restore balance. Therefore, improve, reconstruct, organize. If the fishermen cannot pull out, then repair their fishing nets. You must deal with and face your own demons, so keep your anger as well as your impulses under control. Modesty is a good mood are essential in such time. And also too, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jupiter and Saturn is retrograding, so that has to do with, your home, what you're ruled by, Jupiter. So usually retrograde has to do like the opposite of what we're used to. So maybe there's some things from the past surfacing. I'm thinking, it's what I recently heard. Yeah, so let's get into your reading. I pre-shuffled the cards, so move this out of the way. Oh, and I want to keep in mind this is a general reading, so it may not apply to all of you, maybe some of you. Alright, it's really where the first card coming into June, you have the 10 of Wands. So all about persevering, all about pushing through, maybe pushing through boundaries that you're trying to set up in your life. I really don't highly recommend that, but I just feel like there's certain things maybe you need to set up on limits, on what's okay and what's not okay. That's the feeling I'm getting with this card. Also too, you could be having some, resistance with, someone at work, someone in your field, or just that you're dealing with in general, or you're dealing with this, that you're up against maybe some stagnation trying to make it through this month. Then you have the Knight of Swords. So fast-paced movement forward. Also, it could be, maybe your thoughts are running wild. I see the sword that has to do with thoughts. Maybe clear communication coming to you, or maybe you want to have clear communication with someone you know of, about something that you've been struggling with. This also could indicate, some burdens that you've been dealing with for some time that you really need to talk to someone about, and how you can move forward. Then you have the Empress in reverse. This is a card of Taurus, It's also can be a Virgo, which it's more of an earthy feel, earthy mother and field and stuff. Also sign is Venus, so Taurus. So with the in reverse, I feel like it's all about, your perception in life, whether you want to move forward on something or not, especially when it has to do with your health. A lot of you are at this good place in your life where, you're trying to take better care of yourself, take better care of your health. You're probably more into the natural based stuff. But also too, I feel like this is maybe a decision you have to make about moving forward on, maybe your passions, maybe your goals, maybe you're working on a project when it comes to something that you're involved with, maybe at work or something. Maybe your finances as well. So you're trying to push forward. And then you have the Knight of Wands. This is, fiery energy, in and out energy, coming in and out. Also Sagittarius card as well. So also Aries, maybe Leo, but it's more of a Sagittarius card. Finding the willpower to go against the grain of things. I'm feeling with that, especially when it comes to ultimately caring for yourself, ultimately, going on your passions, voicing your opinion on things. And especially this time, after it is Gemini season, but after Gemini season, we're going into Cancer season, and also Cancer being in Mars, it's easy to be very opinionated, especially when, you don't want to be like everybody else. You have your own voice, you have your own opinion about things. So do mind how you speak when you come across people. I know there's going to be naysayers, yaysayers when it comes to your care, when it comes to self-care, when it comes to how you speak, how you move forward on life. And then you have the Sun card in reverse. This is a card of Leo. You could be dealing with Leo. Also, too, it's about energy as well. Usually in reverse could be maybe you're feeling a little bit drained by something you want to go for when it comes to your passions. Maybe you don't have the strength when it comes to, things you really love and enjoy. Like you can't do everything you want. Maybe there's some restrictions with that, but I feel like it's mainly, be careful when it comes to your energy, especially in dealing with people and situations, because sometimes people can get you in these predicament where you can't be yourself. And then you have the Devil card in reverse, so freeing yourself from something toxic. It also said in the Ruin about compulsive. Maybe you're in a bad rut right now, where in June, where you want to set yourself free from compulsive things, compulsive buying. I know a lot of Sagittarius, they love to shop, they love to collect things, but maybe you're getting drained with it. Maybe you're getting tired when it comes to toxic relationships, when it comes to toxic situations. Maybe you don't want to be in a situation, but you have to be, maybe at work or situations like that. And then you have the Queen of Cups, so a card of either signs, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer as well. Maybe you're looking at the value of things when it comes to what you really want, when it comes to what's not good for you, and you're really having to really see things in a different light, especially when it comes to how you feel about things, especially your emotions, especially, being Cancer season. Water and fire does not go well together. So you may be very emotional in this month sometime, maybe in the middle of the month. You're having to deal with an emotional instability in your life. So try to balance out your emotion. Try to do something therapeutic that can help manage your emotions. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is about desire. This is about ambitions. This is about everything you need and everything you have. But in reverse, we can get into that place. I know a lot of you Sagittarius are like that. Everything's going well in your life. You're on the money, you're on the gain of things, but sometimes maybe it's when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to toxic things and situations and people, it can really rob us of, really being our best for ourselves, and really because it's easy to get steered the wrong way, especially when you're around certain people that don't believe the same way as you, or you're around people who are toxic, and they can really screw up with your plan for things. And I feel like it's, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, be very careful on who you're willing to share your resources. Maybe you're in a joint resource with someone. It can get you in a very emotional state. So try to manage things the best you can, especially your emotions. Then you have the Two of Swords. Everyone feels like this card has to do with like decisions, but I feel like maybe you're not seeing things clearly, or maybe you're about to see things clearly this month when it comes to decision making, when it comes to a lot of Sagittarius, how they are, they're devising a plan in their life, and they can be torn between two paths, two decisions that they have to make, two individuals, maybe two decisions you have to make. And I feel like it's easy to get blindsided with what is right for you, or you're concerned about other people, but also too you forget what about the decision you want to make. And then you have the Two of Cups in reverse. So no balance, especially when it comes to making a decision, maybe with someone else that you're working with, someone in a relationship. It's you're trying to make a decision with this individual, but maybe there's an imbalance with it in some way. Like maybe you want to do two different things, or have two different ideas, but maybe there's not a decision to make a decision on something, or you feel like your hands are tied and you can't make a decision on something. And then you have the Two of Swords. So I feel like you're at a crossroads, especially maybe in the end of September. It could be September, I don't know. So you're thinking long terms. You're indecisive when it comes to these relationships. How do I expand with someone when there's an imbalance of some kind? Like maybe you have some parts of the relationship with certain people that are good, but then sometimes you want to expand more on something and you can't fully, like maybe you get like 2 steps ahead and then 2 steps back. Like you're moving, but then you're not. You're kind of hesitant of how am I supposed to move forward, when maybe it has to do with your partnership. Maybe it has to do with certain people. You can't move forward on something because there's an imbalance. So do keep in mind that, to try to rebalance things. So no forward movement, no forward plan, no balance when it comes to the direction, when it comes to the soulmate connections, when it comes to twin flame dynamics, when it comes to expanding maybe your awareness. A lot of you love to venture out. I also see a few horses out here. You may want to expand something when it comes to do with horses, maybe something that has to do with your passions that maybe you lost along the way, but it just seems like every time you take a step forward, you're kind of like backed in a corner. Kind of like how a horse is. A horse is, like I was born the year of the horse, where it's like you have all this momentum, you have all this passion and drive, but sometimes you can't make it. And sometimes it's maybe the situation you're in that doesn't allow you to fully expand, or maybe it's to certain people in your life. It could be toxic people, where you can't really move forward, but you want to move forward, but you're undecisive. I feel like a lot of Sagittarius, you're more concerned about others' well-being, is what I'm really getting, especially right here. You're really worried on the well-being of others, but what about your decisions? I feel like there needs to be an ultimate conversation, maybe with you and another person you're in a relationship with. Maybe they're not emotionally available. Maybe you're not emotionally available. It's kind of draining to talk to them, but maybe there's something that you need to share with someone that maybe is uncomfortable to talk about. But I feel like if you find someone to talk about, it might go along more smoother, especially when it comes to moving forward and expanding on something when there's growth. Maybe you find it hard too with the soulmate connection to move forward because they don't want to in some way. I don't know. I'm feeling like a big imbalance here. Anyways, bye-bye.